I'd like to welcome Geneva College to the stage. The Golden Tornadoes are represented today by 26th-year head coach Gino DeMarco and senior safety Joe Shively. Geneva. Coach DeMarco, we'll start you off with one question, and then we will see where it goes from there after that.
It's kind of
we'll get through one.
It's kind of been an annual thing with you and I, yeah.
Coach, this is now your third season since installing the triple option. What are some differences you anticipate going into this year's preseason camp compared to the 2 years ago when you were first installing the offense?
When we started running the triple option, we didn't have a clue of what we were doing. I mean, it was something that was needed. It fits specifically with the type of kids that we get at Geneva College at this time. And last year we learned a little more. And in the off season we learned that we need to hold on to the football. So in the third year, we anticipate and we're very, very hopeful that what we've learned will show it on the field.
Geneva lost Brian Stafford to graduation, your quarterback over the last year and a half, who proved to be a key player in the transition into that triple option offense. How's the search going for his replacement, and what challenges does a quarterback have in running and learning the triple option as opposed to many of the quarterbacks in the spread offenses we're seeing in college football nowadays?
I think the number one thing when you're looking for a triple option quarterback is that the kid has to be unselfish. And there's two schools of thought. You go find somebody that's done this in an offensive system in high school, and there aren't a whole lot of schools that do it. Or you go find the best athlete you can find, and get that kid to be able to do what he needs to do. And the decision making, the toughness. I think the biggest thing is toughness and leadership. I think the whole idea of running a triple option is built around unselfishness and built around toughness. I mean, that's why we went to it. We needed it. It's been really good, and it's helped us as a program.
You got any ideas about who's going to run it this year?
We'll have somebody that's a pretty good athlete, and it's tough, and it's a decent leader.
How has your recruiting changed over the last 3 years, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, since moving to the triple option?
Well,
and also, what's the skill set you're looking for from a prospect that fits well with what you're trying to do?
I mean, we throw the ball so little, receivers don't even come for recruiting visits. So we're looking for a different type of kid at Geneva. Let's face it, we're a Christian college. It's not for everyone. It just fits. We're looking for football players who are unselfish. This really kind of is a throwback. And coaches that are in this room, it's kind of when we played. The kid that doesn't matter to him how many catches he has, how many yards he has, just the fact of being part of a team and being bigger than something other than just himself. So it's been refreshing for me professionally. It's been reviving for us as a program. We think it's exactly what we needed to do. And if I had been a very intelligent man 3 years ago, we would have done it 8 years ago when we made the transition. But, that's what we're looking for.
Trayvon Marshall was the leading running back in the PAC last season. He's on pace to become Geneva's all-time leading rusher. Geneva has had some great backs over the last 25 years under your leadership. How does Trayvon compare to some of those other great backs you've had? And what do you think has enabled him to have so much success?
I mean, any running back knows you're only as good as the guys up front. We'll find out about Trey, okay? The great ones always finish. And you seniors, I tell you, great opportunity you have. You're only going to have this opportunity once. And I would tell you to maximize it right now. Enjoy the process every day. Practice the interaction with your coaches. You got some of the best people in the business right here in this room. So enjoy that. And I think with Trey, what it comes down to is, well, we're going to see how he performs as a senior. Okay, the stuff that's in the past, It's gone. As coaches, we don't live in the past. We deal with making decisions on a daily basis, and the unpredictability of college football is what makes it fun. It really does.
Coach, last question for you. You're going to bring back 9 starters on the defensive side of the ball, including the player sitting next to you who led the PAC in tackles last year. How does that kind of continuity help your team, and how nice is it for you to have a senior leader like Joe quarterbacking your defense?
Well, although I work on the offense for the last 10 years, I'm a defensive guy. It's so great to see so many of you here. I think we need to make it an annual thing to have 10 defensive guys and only 1 offensive guy, Mike. Even you brought a defensive guy, which I'm impressed about, okay? I'm excited about our defense. Our coaches have done an incredible job. 2 years ago, we were solid. Last year, we didn't have a whole lot of experiences. Everybody in this room, as coaches and as players, know this. The better players that you have and the more experienced that they are, the better of a coach you become. It's crazy. I mean, that's just how it happens. So we've got a lot of guys back, and we're excited about it. We run a different defense than most teams, and we do that for a reason. And having this guy as the quarterback of the defense is assuring. But I'm extremely excited about what we're going to be defensively, because I think our kids now get this idea of what it means to be tough and unselfish. And now they got some experience. They know, what they're doing. We're going to be able to hold the ball on offense and find out where the ball is on defense. Let's not complicate this. This isn't rocket science.
Coach, it is always a pleasure. Joe, a couple questions for you now. You stepped in as a freshman and made an immediate impact. But talk a little bit how you've matured both as a player and a person that's enabled you to improve your game to the point that you are now one of the top defensive players in the league.
Well, I owe it all to Coach DeMarco and the coaching staff to help me get where I'm at right now. And, some things I've taken into my own.
That's a good answer.
Some things I've taken into my own hands is definitely film, not only the other teams, but on myself, trying to critique every bad habit I have. And last year I started to try and turn into more of a vocal leader. I've always been one to lead by example, but I'm trying to change that.
Besides playing safety, you're also Geneva's primary punt returner last year. What are some of the challenges to returning punts, and what skills of yours have enabled you to really have a success in the return game?
Well, that's still a work in progress. I'm out there every pre-practice judging the balls in the air, and really the challenges would only be the sun or the lights, day or night, and righty or lefty, but that's all in the scouting report, so you have that.
You get to face Trayvon Marshall every day in practice. Talk a little bit about trying to bring him down. What are some things that you believe make him so good from a defender's perspective?
It's not too often we get the green light on him, but when we do, we go at it, and it's fun. He's really competitive, and so am I. So he's a big back, but he has a little bit of a burst, and just like any other back like him, you counter your D-line, your linebackers fill the gaps, fill the holes, then you run your alley, make them bounce it outside, and you just got to count on your 11, your 10, other 10 on your defense.
Joe, last question for you. What are some things you're going to take away from your time at Geneva, both from your time on the football field, but also your time as a student as you prepare for graduation and the next stages of your life?
Definitely my faith, and I've grown so much in that, and was one big reason why I went to Geneva. And also very thankful for the professors, the engineering professors, for letting me play the game I love, football, and also practicing engineering. And there's no doubt that they provided me with options after this next year that I can choose from.
Coach DeMarco, Joe, thank you guys. Geneva will get its season underway September 1st at Marietta College. Thank you, Geneva.